Alright. See, I think I have new things, right? Breathing technique. The focus gauge recovers more quickly during the non-stop debate, the hangman's gambit, and the bullet time battle. Okay, sounds nice. That's all I have. Okay. The e-handbook. Each student has their own. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Okay. The note Hifumi had. I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Man, Nash, why do you keep coming up here? Yasuhiro's account. He says that he found a note. Don't tell anyone. Meet at the rec room at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Alright then, here we go.
Come on, I'm trying to...
Actually, I should have probably read all the evidence.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Do I even need to?
If you can figure out who, then I...
Who done it?
We already know who did it.
Was I?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
What are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear. We have to find out. I know I can do it. Yasuhiro's message. Man, his face right there.
Everything.
Okay. Let's see. Meeting in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. Okay.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
Dang, he's stepping on the mouse.
You are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Oh, really? It was one of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough
Wait, hold on.
that you are the culprit.
So, wait. Was it? It's only those two things, right?
It's true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why?
No! Just
Wait, hold on. Okay. Let me read. Looking at the blueprint, the handwriting is awfully messy. If I remember correct, right, Hiro's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all
I mean, this wasn't found in there.
No, it's wrong.
Yes. That's what I was thinking it was, but I don't know, it was kind of shaky, so...
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he is not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent.
Yes, Hiroshi. Wow.
Who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it on.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual. The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. It's not Hiro. Who's he? No. The Illuminati. What the frick? The one that must have been in the suit. It's. Why would it be her? That makes no sense. She couldn't fit in it. Hiro was the only one that could fit in it. I mean, he was in the suit. It's just. I mean, it's not this answer. I mean, yeah, right?
Yep.
I got it!
I got it! It was him! So I guess he did kill him.
I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Yes.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
Hey, stop accusing Chills.
Have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Yeah, the dolly.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were moved to use Taka's body must have been the dolly.
I got it!
Yeah. One more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body. Oh, there's one more thing. Oh, the tarp, right? The tarp? Yeah.
I got it!
Yes.
They
Yes, I'm
were
smart.
A dolly and a tarp, right?
Big brain. What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain.
Yes, they're dead
Taka's body
bodies.
disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yeah.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing.
Yep. It was in there, and now
I'm
it's
sure
in the other
the dolly
room.
was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
Yes.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
What?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
I mean,
That dolly
that's where it
made
was.
specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Shut up,
There is no
Roshi.
shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway.
Thanks.
You have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow. I have never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change her mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Oh, this is gonna be a bullet time one? Oh, fuck. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking and pressing the left mouse won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time at the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that this tab key now has a function. Okay. So, I thought it already told me about this, but I guess now it doesn't matter, the difficulty. Now I do indeed have it. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. And I'm unkind, so... Okay, in which case you can ignore everything I said. Okay, I'm going to there's no music. The moment of truth. Wait, hold on. I forgot the keys. I forgot the controls. Alright.
I cannot agree. You are a fool.
You are a fool.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
Oops. Oh.
You miserable wretch.
Oops.
I cannot agree.
I forgot.
You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
Frick.
You miserable wretch.
Oh, yes! Die!
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
I don't even know what I did. Okay.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Yeah, I started messing up. I was surprised I was able to keep the pattern without seeing it for so long, but then once I started messing up, I panicked and pressed the fever time. I have no idea what happened, but I won, so... If you're... Oh, yeah.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway,
Well, she hates
that
everyone.
was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very
The
intense
subject
for
of
me.
How Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look back at how the body was moved, it would be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What, about the fact that he can't bend down or something?
Yeah, that's what I
Alright. No one by Yasuhiro could have possibly fit in the suit. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Okay then.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Yes.
No, it's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Yes. Squatting over there. Okay. It wasn't me. Not to mention, you can't bend at the waist.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, It's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a target.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because you can't take it off. You can't take it off by yourself.
I got it!
Yes.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't get it off yet. Yeah. Yep, we took it off, yeah.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Doink, doink, doink.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yes.
You know what, but I heard Makoto's voice be all distorted.
I didn't hear that.
I heard his voice be deeper at the beginning. He could have gotten that
couldn't have moved the dolly?
I don't know why.
It's, the voices have gotten pretty quiet. I don't know. I don't remember changing the voice font. It's like way up there. Okay.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
No, all I see is the Robo Justice hugging him. I don't know.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. Or that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gotta be
Back
right.
to accusing chills. Hold on.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yes.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Yes.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto
Yeah, I remember
waited
that.
there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. So we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
A shadow coming up the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Oh, what's wrong? Another intense scream. Saw him, strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. He was walking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway.
And then,
Fumi in the nurse's office. Bad, we gotta go back.
at that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Oops.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the third floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Fumi's body had disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening.
Hallucinating, yeah.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Okay.
I think that about covers it.
I love Hiroshi's look in that picture. Look for yourself right here. Isn't it elegant?
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them. Monokuma File 3. All that really says is just they were bonked, right? They were bonked. Cause of death was a blow to the head. Killed with similar weapon. Okay. So regarding Taka's death.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after? We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Killed with similar weapons. Were numbered, but were they really used in that particular? I guess I'm gonna. I think it's Katara's thing.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Dang it, okay. Don't scare me like that. Okay.
So,
well, I mean, it's the only other one then. That was What? Wait a minute. Oh, the memory thing. I forgot about that mechanic. Okay. I totally forgot about it. As soon as I mean, there weren't any other weak spots, right?
Nope.
Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death,
yeah.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after.
It's been too long since I've used it, that's why
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What order?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
I mean... Yeah.
No, it's wrong.
Yeah. It's wrong. wrong. I don't know why it's wrong, but it's
There's
wrong.
no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. This is what time he died. What's this music? Oh, dang it, the hangman thing.
Wristwatch. Eyes.
Oh, the wristwatch.
I didn't know that the whole time. I just figured it out.
Wristwatch. Watch. and now see.
Wristwatch. And it's
Don't confuse me.
Now I understand.
Now I understand. I did it.
I got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
It was still working. Yeah. They pointed at his wristwatch.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
There's that. Downstairs. Hifumi in the nurse's office.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could
Chills.
have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true.
My guess is
We
he probably
searched
wasn't
everywhere,
totally
But
dead.
we couldn't figure out how to explain his body
He
disappearing.
might have moved
And
himself.
according to what Celeste said,
He couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two. Killer was able to get in and out and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it.
A minute or two.
Carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move
Yeah.
itself.
I knew it.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Another... Ghost!
Go,
It has
Scoob!
anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Yeah.
Alive?
I mean, he woke up in the repository, so he wasn't. He wasn't.
Wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
He woke up, guys. Stop! Stop being stupid. The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? Yes, it is. Broken with wristwatch. What the heck? That's my evidence. I need to remember about the memory bullets though. I totally forgot about that mechanic. Wristwatch broke with the hands pointing at just past 6. It was later confirmed as of late last night that the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was a tot. Okay.
There's a chance he was actually still alive.
No, it is impossible.
He was actually still
Hifumi
alive.
was dead, without a doubt.
Nope, he wasn't
And you
dead.
know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
In this,
Someone-
it's kind of weird with the timing or whatever, but you can grab what Kyoko said at the end and go back to shoot at someone else.
You're saying it's a loop. I mean, I was thinking that, but don't help me though.
Very precious stuff.
Are you
Dead body, and that is
Wow.
why the
I was
announcement
shitting the thing in front of it.
Sure about maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yeah, someone else's discovery. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand.
are you saying that
I
when we
would've
first
figured
met,
that out,
there's
I
a
think.
chance he was actually
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without
And you know that how?
Hifumi was dead.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yes.
No, it's wrong.
Yes, Celeste, you're going down.
Was
Well, you're
the
going
body
down alone.
discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He
What?
said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Yep, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the Kuma room. Second time was in the repository. When both bodies were rediscovered, right? I mean, I thought it was weird that he came back to life before the announcement. That happened, right? Or no,
Yeah.
he came back to life after the announcement, right? For a little bit. So it's not that. It's when they were rediscovered.
Yeah.
I got it!
Yeah. I was just making sure I wasn't remembering it
The
incorrectly.
second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Yeah. So more time to use blah blah blah. Okay.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning,
Yes.
he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada-bing,
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay,
He wiped his
let's
glasses.
take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be some proof. Yeah, it's the rag. So many people are dead. Yeah, he threw his glasses.
Well, here...
Covered in blood, they were completely clean.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body,
I wish I got
it
help
was
from
in
that,
the repository.
because I really need help.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Yes.
No, it's wrong.
The last thing I saw was Monokuma staring at me.
In
Okay.
fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi and the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Shut up.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
And his mouth was wide open.
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Yes.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Yes. Where was it? Glasses cleaning cloth.
I got it!
Yes, give me the
It
health
was
back,
a
please.
glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The
Yes.
character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead
Oh, yeah.
with a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Yeah, I forgot about Hiroshi.
Tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm
Shut up,
saying
Chills.
is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Why is that important?
That is true.
Or why is that important?
He wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office
Oh, yeah.
contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Yeah, it was Chills. Not Chills. We moved Taka's
Taka
body.
himself. Taka himself.
It wasn't secure though. Not Taka, he was totally dead. Hifumi. Hifumi? Wait, that's Chills, right?
Hifumi is animated. He's rat.
Oh.
That one.
He did all that? I thought that was the culprit. Okay, I mean, it's not the other two, so.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely.
There's always more.
The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
That he took. Oh yeah, the note, I forgot about that. He was the one with the full note, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
His pants.
Well, forget about the pants.
His pants.
Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka. His pants! It was a conspiracy with Hifumi's pants. They have a braid.
What?
Not me.
About what?
The other person that was that got the note.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just Chills.
Me.
Yeah, Chills. I mean, Taka, right?
Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
The curly tongue always gets me. Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. So I'll describe the ripped piece of paper that was in Taka's hands. It's that simple. Except I don't have either of those.
Puppy had the note, right?
Okay, so, hold on, I have Hifumi's glasses.
It was intended for.
Hifumi's glasses, glasses,
what the
cleaning
note
cloth. Wait, Hifumi's glasses, cleaning cloth, broken wristwatch. Okay. Yeah, they were dirty in the nurses, but clean in the other place. Glasses, cleaning cloth. Ran with a popular cartoon, found blood. Wipe some blood away. Wipe the blood away from that, okay. And then broken wristwatch. The watch still worked. Broken following the morning when he was attacked.
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? That's what I need to clear up. He was killed.
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
Yes. I'm really happy with myself.
There absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me.
You're lucky you're still alive, Chills.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Yep, I sure have it. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, here.
I got it!
Oh, my lip.
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
The rat.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead as crap.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
The file does never say the hammers were used.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Yeah, thanks for the acknowledgement, Hiroshi.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
That wasn't a compliment, Chills.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Weapon that was actually used. Whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we solve it. I have to find the truth. The truth? Spotless hammer. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There was that hammer that was totally clean in there. It must have been...
What was used to kill Hifumi?
I guess maybe that. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. Okay.
Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Maybe there's a Justice Hammer 5.
Whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out MurderGear.com.
Wow, I was joking about that.
Well,
The
one
game
thing
it.
seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Yes.
No, it's wrong.
Yes. Yes. So far, I'm like the only one that has said a
Murder
word
weapon wasn't
for
a
like
justice
several
hammer at
minutes.
all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason. That's what we thought at first, but what if both of them killed 2 other people? Oh, no. Spottless hammer again. Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule is explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder,
Yeah.
right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Yeah.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than
Alright,
one person
I got it.
and only the one who actually
Me, big brain.
carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true.
Yes.
No, that's wrong. Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Yes,
The
don't be
payoff
stupid.
for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Yep.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for the rat anymore.
Creating
He's a
one
rat.
seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
There was a no accomplice rule? I don't remember that.
I think by no accomplice rule, he just meant that the accomplice doesn't get any punishment.
Well, I mean, I am 99% sure it's Celeste.
Yes. Celeste seems like the person who would have convinced Hifumi to
Yeah.
go along with her plan.
Yeah.
I think it was just
Junkrat.
I think it was just getting a little boring because I know exactly what happens in this one already.
Okay.
Because it's the death of my favorite character, Taka.
Well, you knew what all the other ones were, but we chatted and tried to have fun.
Yeah.
I try to have fun with it, but it's kind of hard if I'm the only one talking. Yeah, both you and Caitlin weren't really doing much.
Sorry. Oh.
You're fat. Fat. So we know he survives, but we also know he becomes fat. really fat. Fat. Oh, the person we're about to kill.
Yeah. You're gonna kill her?
Well, I mean, we're gonna convict her and then she'll die. Yes, this is the stare down.
But she has to die, or we'll all die.
Yeah, she must die, or we all die. Yes, this is the showdown right there.
Are we recording?
I think we are. Oh, I guess we're not.
And I know it's the green.
No, we were. Okay. We were actually, it just wasn't showing it.
That's weird.
Alright, well I need to do something to sync the audio now. Cause I don't wanna I hate it when this happens, but okay. Wait. 3, 2, wait, I'll do it at 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. There's no sound. I thought there would be. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. There we go. That was the sound. I can sync it with that. Okay. Ah, yes.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidences. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Yeah, Kyoko kind of seems like an agent or something. Like, she's not actually like a normal student. Okay. The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. And the rat, let me say this right now, even in his dying moments, he still went along with the plan and tried to blame Chills in his dying breath. I mean, honestly, I don't know anyone else he liked more than Celeste. So, like, it's as if he wanted to please her in his dying moments. Like, okay, in the debates up until now, the way the case has been unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seemed... I'm choosing someone. I don't even know... Hey, this will Celeste, right? I mean, yeah, I think it's her. You.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, you are.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
Yes, you saw him as a number and you took it.
I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh, her accent changed.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
And also, she seemed to be the only one that ever noticed anything. Guys, come up here! Oh, come down here now! What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individuals. Just screaming.
The behavior they have in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Wow. Screw you,
As he
Hiroshi.
said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
There is a doorbell.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Saw a shadow, something moving at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
She's making quite the
Next,
stare
to draw
over
us
there.
all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
What's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him in the strange costume and ran off as soon as I screamed, blocked the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Inigo Wag. What was that? Hifumi. This is bad.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Coming in the view with those dead eyes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, we remember this. The two groups that were meant to be.
Well, if
two groups that
Celeste
shouldn't
and
have been.
Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on.
Ah!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Nice.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi
Sweating.
in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
Certainly was not expecting this. Did not imagine Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Stupid phone. Why must this happen to me? I'm going to suck some of my blood now. You were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared.
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
The one slip-up she ever made in her gambling career.
About what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I'm really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Was she not supposed to know that Taka was dead yet?
And pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
You know, when she said guys, I kind of just assumed she maybe meant... I mean, my mind probably immediately thought just everyone who's been murdered in the past, not specifically the people who were murdered in that day.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Then you don't see what he's
You hear
talking
that,
about.
Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Hiroshi said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Okay, Monokuma File 3. I probably don't use that. I don't see how see how the things they just talked about would be related to that.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively related. We are all going to die here.
Us all.
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Those.
And that is all I say.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, you probably have to grab some things.
Oh, so strange. when she said that, she should only have known about Hifumi's death. That in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
And that's all it takes to finish.
That's all it
What's so
takes?
strange about
That's all it
Celeste's
takes.
comment?
Yeah, but it sounds like they have voice cracks.
So strange with those guys. Is that...
Yeah, I guess so.
We are going to die. Just like those guys.
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. We're not gonna die like those guys.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
You see how confident I am, right? That's why I'm shaking and sweating.
Because Kyoko
Oh,
had
I'm not
also
sweating anymore.
disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Oh, right. There's no third person. I told. Maybe it's just standing up. It's a prop. It's not. It's no one's actually in it.
Because that costume is in parts, though.
The camera must be. It's on a timer.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
You know, because I guessed it and that's what he said, then it's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
I just.
I've so quickly forgotten. You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
Had a Rudberg gold puzzle machine. It was a bunch of contraptions and a hammer fell down and hit the button, and that's how the picture got taken.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is drink. No. No. Hifumi is dragging the suspect.
Is that Hifumi is walking while, like...
Yeah, maybe.
carrying it?
Yeah. That makes sense. I don't understand how drinking comes into any of this.
I got it!
Yeah.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Yeah. Poor Chills.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Don't you see how fat he is? Obviously he's not strong enough to do that.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Well, the music is intense. Robo Justice costumes, the hero's message. Robo Justice blueprints.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
Okay. Message. in the dining hall is all it says. Blueprints for the Robo Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room, have the arms bend like this. If it's Robo Justice costume, that was the other one, right? No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Robo Justice costume. Yasuhiro, 90 degrees. Yasuhiro, waist, 90 degrees. Blueprints in Yasuhiro's room, they bend. And meet in the dining hall.
You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
Wait,
No way!
hold on. You can't bend over in it though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can't bend
Have the
over.
arm. So okay. Okay. Hina said couldn't bend at the waist. Yeah, I figured it out.
Me up in that suit after I passed out!
Then you just drink it. You tried to make me look
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was
Oh, whoops, that was the wrong one.
Oh,
You're gonna- yeah. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I just went for the first thing I saw.
Dressed me up in that suit after I
passed out. Then you just drink it. You tried to make me look
Like I said, as you can see
Well,
in the picture,
it was still the
if
first try.
person
I
inside-
just did the wrong one on accident. I meant to do that one.
No, that's wrong.
I was just too hasty.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You can't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hina took the suit
Wow.
they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate. Yes, checkmate. Your first ever loss, ever. It's not that funny.
What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have
Not
you
another.
already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Who killed me? That's right. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite
Maybe he
clear,
thought
was it
Yasuhiro.
not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Yeah, but if he was working with you, then he would have lied.
Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
These statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Mr. Naegi.
Did he give it? I don't remember. Nicknames?
No, he uses people's last names.
Last names?
Yeah, Miss Maizono,
Yeah,
Mr.
okay.
I
Naegi.
got it!
Okay.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
He talked about me a lot
So
with you.
if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance.
Don't talk.
Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste.
Oh, yeah.
She never actually told us what her real name
What?
is.
And she told the rat what her real name was?
What
Try to get it
did
struck
you just
again.
say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
I'm not a loser.
Do I? What? I think I've earned
Wow.
the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open.
She's just gonna give us a fake name.
Oh,
or that.
Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. E-handbook, spotless hammer, Yasuhiro's message.
Hifumi.
E-handbook. Each student has their own handbook. The owner's name is displayed. I assume it'll show her real name, right? That it's probably gonna be.
On yours it says
He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, God damn it!
Why's that upside down?
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
No way to contradict you. I say false.
That's it.
I mean,
the
yeah.
handbook.
I thought I said the wrong thing for a moment.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Handbook's absolutely vital. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Name or uses Wahaka.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
She's just gonna pretend like she doesn't have it.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
I left it in my room.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because...
She's going crazy. Plug your ears, Fitz.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Your crimes.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh, is this? Oh, it is. The comic. What the heck? Nice.
Like,
Oh yeah, this is from the last.
that could be him
Oh yeah.
shaking hands.
Oh yeah. Okay. We're gonna kill people. That looks so stupid.
No.
Right here, they met him at 1, right?
Yeah.
That's. Yeah. Okay, so it's this, I think. Okay. Man, Gollum keeps returning. I think it's that, but let me just check just to be sure. Okay. Okay. Act 3.
Taka, I miss you.
Poor Taka.
I know, Taka was so energetic and then depressing and
Man,
more energetic.
man, to think of all people, it was the rat that came out. Man, his eyes. He was never a friend. I mean, I never considered him a friend, but I mean, he didn't seem bad, but he turned out.
Whoa! Whoa!
Man, what is he?
Look at Taka!
Jeez.
Wow, Buster.
Did he drop the hammer? Wait, that's 4. What? Oh, okay. Right? That looks okay. Huh? The picture? Gollum, where'd you get this? Oh, library. Where's... We'll come back to that one. Nurse's office. Blood, yeah, the blood pack spinning around. I don't know if he did that, but, yeah. Where are these? It's never gonna be that one. Oh look, I don't remember Gollum was yeah, I was screaming, definitely. He, of course, was Snint.
There's a Justice Hammer that goes with Justice Hammer 3, yeah, because he was hit
3?
with 2 before.
Is there anything here at the nurse's office that... No, it doesn't tell me what hammer was at the nurse's office. Anywhere. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was 3, because Taka was killed with 4, and we were like... They were like, oh, where's 4? We're like, oh, it's 3. Hifumi's dead. Yeah, okay. Okay, I still don't know what this one is. It's 2, right? Where's hammer 1? There was, wait, I guess we're not putting it in this. Okay. Right, Act 6. Okay, yeah, that one's easy. Wait, no it isn't, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, it is, okay. This was when he got back. I thought this was him rolling it up. Okay. Alright, and
Oh my god.
then he made a cat face, and then he realized he was about to be killed, and then he screamed, and then got hit. And that was the blank hammer. That's the one, right? Yeah. These are, what is this? A backpack? What are these?
Shapes.
I don't remember seeing these in previous ones, so they're... Did I miss something? By any chance? See, hold on. Yeah, what is these? What are these? I don't know.
I think they're just random ones.
Just random items? Okay. In his back. This is him look. Okay, actually, I thought this was a backpack sitting on something. This is actually his back. Like, as if he's looking at something. Would that be applicable anywhere?
I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we're actually good.
I've never gotten these wrong so far, so I'm gonna be really sad. I mean, this is just him with his back turned. It's a pretty hard one to.
I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's right here.
Yeah, that's definitely
Here's
it.
exactly what happened.
Woo! The first girl to die! Oh, and to Monokuma! So, why do you decide to make me the suspect? Wow! I feel like I could cry, but I've already used all my tears during this whole trial when everyone was accusing me. I'm looking at you, Katara. You disgust me. Top 1 worst person on the planet. You. And I mean it. Seriously, you are the worst person on the planet.